Have I got an SOS for you? SOS, save our sale. Let me tell you a little story about a sale that we were able to save, but stick around because beyond the story are a couple of key tips that you're going to want to know that may apply to your transactions. Hi guys, Tara Ryan here, and today's tip from Tara is about an SOS. So we get these calls from time to time, hey, help, can you save our sale? Actually quite frequently, and I want to tell you a story about what happened and what you might be able to learn from it. So the agent reached out to me, Tara, help, SOS. This deal is not going to close on time and I'm not sure it's going to close. Can you help? Here's what happened. The agent, who is a partner I've worked with for a long time, she's awesome, had a popular listing, 17 offers on the property. Out of those 17, she picked the one that she felt was the best. It was a strong offer, great price. It was FHA, but it came with no financing contingency. The buyers were that confident that they did not need that protection. So she selected these buyers. The lender, a local lender whose name you'd recognize, a good reputation overall as a company. However, as we got near closing, they used their 8-day unilateral, and then it became apparent they were going to need more time from there. So what happened? 3 weeks into the process, the lender realized that the buyers were not actually able to close with an FHA loan. They were using rental income from the homes that they were vacating, the two buyers, to help them qualify for the new purchase. FHA has a specific unique rule in order to do that you have to have 25% equity in the property that you're vacating. They did not. This should have been obvious to the lender up front. They missed it and then took 3 weeks to tell the buyer they needed to change to conventional. Told them they needed to change to 95% conventional. Fortunately, the buyers had a little bit of cash and could make that work. However, 3 days later, they said, guess what? You need 10% down. So they had not run the automated underwriting at the time they told them they needed to change until it wasn't until 3 days later that they realized that it won't pass at 95%. It actually has to be 90. Okay, so now they've found the solution. 90% conventional is actually what we were able to close. But 5 more days had gone by and they still were not out of underwriting with an approval for these buyers. That's where we were called in to help. And we talked to the agent, we talked to the buyers actually over a weekend, got this all cleaned up, and we're like, yes, we can help. And in fact, we can close this as fast as the law will allow, which regulations require 8 days. 8 calendar days is the fastest any lender can close any conventional or standard type of loan. We did that. It closed on Tuesdays. This past Tuesday. Happy client, happy buyers. Everyone is relieved to have this behind them. What can we learn from this? Number one, I wouldn't trust anybody's pre-approval letter right now. There are so many desperate lenders, loan officers who are desperate for business to pay their own mortgage that they're giving out letters way too easily without doing the work. They are taking on deals with just in the hopes that they might close, and it is causing pain for our home buyers and for all of you. So be very skeptical of folks who are pre-approved. If it's not a letter from somebody you know personally, then be skeptical. As I've mentioned many times, you need a great lender company and a great loan officer. One or the other is not enough. So be skeptical on those pre-approval letters. Second, if I had a listing with that much interest, I would go back to the buyers and say, hey, preference given to folks who get pre-approved with my preferred lender. Why not? You've got the leverage at that point. The sellers have all the leverage in the world. Why wouldn't you want to know exactly how qualified these buyers are, have the skinny on where they stand, and know for sure from someone you know and trust that this is a deal that can close smoothly. And the last takeaway that I want you to for sure take from this is never extend a contract without getting something in return. In this example, this agent was being dragged along a little bit, right? We know there's an issue. Now we're using the 8-day unilateral. Now they can't get it together even to meet that, and now they want another extension. And this agent smartly was like, hey, we're not giving you any extension. Period, end of story. You're losing that earnest money. The only way we'll entertain any extension at all is if you work with my lender who I know is going to tell me the truth, and if she says she can do it, she'll get it done. Using that leverage is very important. So if you're going to extend, you either want more money, right? More non-refundable earnest money in exchange for the extension, or a switch to a lender, to somebody that you know and trust, right? At a minimum, a copy of the commitment or underwriting approval so that you can see, yes, exactly, is what you're telling me true for why you need this extension. So those are the keys. Be very skeptical of pre-approval letters. Remember, you need a great lender and a great loan officer, right? The company and the person is important. And lastly, if you're going to extend a contract, make sure you're extracting something in return. And hey, we can save a whole bunch of all of that trouble if you get your buyers to go with a lender that you know and trust up front. And we would love to be that lender. Let us know how we can help.